Welcome to the Complete Nonsense Podcast. I want to pre-apologize for anything that we may say that may piss you off or offend you. If it does, please call your friends, tell them to get on, and listen to what these fucking idiots are saying. Comment, hit that subscribe. We want to hear your opinion, but not really. We need the money. Let's begin.
We're back with another episode of Complete Nonsense.
How about it?
Gotta love it.
Well, as you as you all heard, we're going to jump right in and introduce our guest, who was going to be with us a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately had a bicycle accident, as we were just talking about, which you clearly just heard the first couple of minutes of it in Wisconsin, right? This happened in Wisconsin, right, Betty?
Yeah, it was in downtown Milwaukee. I'm sure millions of people saw it, probably. Actually, no, I don't. I honestly don't even know if anybody noticed it because nobody stopped.
Was it a motorcycle or a bike?
It was a two-wheel bicycle, just a street bike, like a street bicycle, for just bicycling around town. And we decided to be adventurous, and instead of driving to get our coffee, we decided to ride our bikes. And I've never ridden a bike in a busy downtown area, and we have streetcar tracks. And so I took a left at a light as it was turning yellow, which was mistake number one. And then I realized there were two sets of streetcar tracks, so I was trying to avoid those. But the only way to position my bike then was to get too close to the curb, and I am just slightly too short for my bike. We got these bikes for free from an estate sale, so we just ride them around for fun.
It's fun.
And I ended up being like, oh no, I am not going to be able to catch myself. I am hitting this curb and launching myself.
Oh, no.
And it's on the embankment of a river, but luckily there was a chain link fence there that I caught my face with. So I reached my hands out to grab it, but of course you're going so fast, so it was just right into it.
Man, this curve's come out of nowhere.
A whole line. It was at least I didn't break anything.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't have a concussion or anything. But I was just very embarrassed and angry.
Yeah, how about it?
I got up and I was like, and Zach, our guitarist, he's my husband, and he was right behind me, so he had to watch it all happen.
Oh my God.
And I think he was as upset or maybe more than I was because he couldn't do anything. And I am not good on a bike to begin with. I don't know why we thought this was a good idea. And the first thing we saw my parents that afternoon. We were going to an Oktoberfest thing. And they come in, I'm icing my eye, and they were like, what happened? And I was like, I fell off my bike. And my mom was like, Elizabeth, you fall off your bike all the time. That's why we stopped doing family bike rides. Because you're in a ditch all the time.
That is adorable.
So here I am, many, many years later, and still can't ride a bike to save my life. And I'm an idiot because I wasn't wearing a helmet. So
that's not smart.
Yeah, that's rule number one.
You should definitely wear a helmet. It's funny because I have a daughter who is 27 years old, Betty. Do you go by Betty or do you go by Beth or Elizabeth? Which would you prefer us to call you?
I go by Betty now. When I was younger, I had a million different nicknames. I went by Liz for a very, very long time, even at the beginning of our band. And then a few years ago, I was like, you know what? It just doesn't fit. I haven't felt like it's fit for a really long time. And they just, I was like, I just feel like Betty, and my screen name or my Instagram username was Petty Deep Betty Betty because I'm a petty person. I really like Deep Eddy vodka. We lived in Texas at the time near Dripping Springs, where their distillery is. And the girls on their bottle are called Betties.
So let's get right into it. Let's introduce her, right? Now we have Betty. We're going to go with Betty. Betty from the vodka bottle, right? With a band that I am a big fan of. I kind of found them on Instagram one day because the D's, as I said, I'm AC. This is D's to my left, and you have Sherpa there buried behind the camera. He's our production guy. He's our producer. Welcome, Betty from Gold Steps, right? Let's hear it for Gold Steps.
Betty.
I put in our email, one of the songs is in there, or if you want to punch it up, we can punch it up later. So we have some questions for you, Miss Betty. First of all, you are. Did you start as a? How long has the band been together? You said you and your husband. Did you and your husband form this band?
We did, yeah. We were together in another band. That's how we met. I auditioned for and joined his old band that he had founded with somebody else. And then a few months later, when we started catching feelings and dating, the drummer that he co-founded the band with did not like that. So we were like, well, this hasn't really been going the direction we want to. We stuck it out for a couple months and then finally like we just decided to strike out on our own. We had already had the name Gold Steps picked out for a side project that we were planning on starting anyways. So we just were like, let's just launch into that.
Yeah.
Like we don't need anybody else right now. Like we'll figure it out as we go.
How,
And that
That's
was back
great.
in 2016.
that's what I was gonna say,
Fantastic.
2016. And what is the origin of Gold Steps? What was it? Just something you guys thought of out? What is there any significance to it?
Yeah, so there's a band from the UK called Neck Deep. They had a really big album come out in 2015 called Life's Not Out to Get You, one of my favorite pop punk albums of all time. And there's a song on it called Gold Steps that is like really inspirational about like if you're feeling stuck where you're at, like you'll get past it. And the lyrics that are like that really hit home is the chorus, and it's like sometimes things will bend you, but trust me, you'll be fine because I've been moving mountains that I once had to climb. Life's not out to get you despite the things you've been through. Um, so that just like spoke to me.
Wow.
Dude, I like
And we were
that.
listening to
I
it
like
in
that.
his car one day or his truck. And we were like, yeah, if we ever start a side project, we should just call it Gold Steps. And
Nice.
then a few weeks later, we just decided to just move into it all the way.
And you are you trained by, did you learn singing on your own, or are you professionally trained?
I wouldn't say I'm professionally trained. I grew up singing in church. I sang in choir in middle school and high school. I performed in like the Broadway stuff we did at school, like the whatever fake Broadway. And then I loved singing from like an early age. I would do karaoke as a kid, and then as I started to find pop punk and pop rock music, Avril Lavigne was very formative for me. I asked my parents for a guitar. Still can't play that today. I have no physical coordination whatsoever. If you ever watch a stage show of ours, there are so many times where I do like weird little moves, and that's because I'm catching myself because I'm tripping over myself. I'm very uncoordinated. So yeah, 2 feet on the ground is usually best for me.
Classic.
But
That's classic.
but I did take voice lessons, like I guess you'd call it more like choral voice lessons. So that was when I was younger. And then when I moved to Austin, Texas, I started seeing a vocal coach named Julie Foster. She was probably the most integral person to creating the voice that I have now. Like she taught me a lot of tips. She taught me about vocal anatomy and how to really like feel what's going on there.
Sure.
Because one thing that I really struggled with, and most singers struggle with, is unlocking like a good mix when you're belting up high because it's a really like weird thing to like have to control in a thing you can't see.
Right.
You can only feel it. So
Oh,
you
wow.
just have to practice a lot. She taught me about anchoring. She taught me about tongue position. So I really credit my vocal ability and how much it grew from when I was younger to now, just based on being taught good technique from somebody who went to the same school as Adina Menzel. So
Right.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a good that's a good start,
Yeah.
right? Or I guess a lookup, right? So in 2016, when you and your at that time boyfriend, now husband, decided to go this direction, how did you find your drummer and your bass player? Your husband is
Craigslist.
your husband is the lead guitarist, correct?
Yes, he's our only guitarist.
Okay.
We are a four-piece and
Oh,
will
okay.
remain that way
I
forever.
thought that's right. I thought you
Lockdown.
I thought I had seen a video where you were also playing guitar, but right, he's the. I knew it was a 4-piece. Right. Gotcha. So
Yeah.
where did the drummer and the bassist come from? Were they just friends of yours that you knew, or were they one or two in the other band, and you guys kind of just started your own thing at that point?
So right now the lineup we have is completely different from where we started. It's just Zach and I have been the only two consistent members. Most of that comes from we transferred or transplanted rather. I grew up in Milwaukee, the Milwaukee area, and Zach and I met playing music together in Austin, Texas. And he's from El Paso.
Okay.
After we got married a couple years later, I was really homesick. I kind of got tired of the Austin scene. It just wasn't my vibe as a city. I really miss my hometown. So we decided to move to Milwaukee in 2019, and we left our members behind. They were understanding of it. I just needed to get back home and get more grounded in who I really am as a person besides the band.
Sure.
And then when we came up here, the pandemic hit.
Oh,
So
wow.
it took us a while. We finally settled into the current lineup we have last year.
Okay.
With
last
John
year.
finally being our permanent drummer. Yeah, we had a drummer before. He had to step away for personal reasons.
Sure.
Our bassist Ryan was introduced to us by a mutual friend who we used to jam with, and he just wasn't interested in taking the band beyond just practice space kind of stuff. Like
Sure.
we were like, hey, we want to work with producers again. We want to get back out on the road. Like we have at the time a label was interested in us. So like he just wasn't, the other guy just wasn't really into that.
Right.
But our 4-piece right now, it's the tightest we've ever been. We're all really good friends. We're
Nice.
all very similar values.
Yeah.
We're all either married or engaged to be married. So that's pretty good. Everybody's settled. There's no crazy partiers. We're all very focused on the goals of the band, and that keeps things a lot easier when there's not a bunch of personality conflicts or things like that in the way.
Of course. And the thing about that, in my opinion, and just knowing musicians through the years, is that, it's a different era. You don't have, there's, the days of, and I'm sure there's still the bands out there that do it, but the days of the, throwing TVs through, hotel windows and crazy drugs, it just doesn't seem like, and again, I'm sure there's still bands that do it, but it's not the norm and the constant. I would think, right? I mean, I can't imagine, Axl Rose is still throwing, TVs through.
He's still trying to sing.
Right, he's still just trying to sing. So did I know that you've, in a lot of the videos you're talking about, Paramore, right? So in the beginning, let's jump to 2019 when you guys formed your new band. When you went home, formed the new band. Were you strictly, at that point, writing some music for yourselves and coming out as a Paramore cover band? Or were you always, your band, doing Paramore cover songs?
So the Paramore thing was interesting because I think every band with a woman vocalist starts out being annoyed by the comparisons.
Sure.
Because, I draw influence from a lot of different places and a lot of different vocalists.
Right.
My main vocal influence, besides Hayley Williams, now, was actually Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. Like,
Okay.
I
love Fall Out
cut
Boy.
my teeth singing those songs. I do a great cover of Fall Out Boy. Like we actually started out doing Fall Out Boy cover sets for emo nights because our friends would be like, hey, we're doing these emo nights. Like, do you want to do a cover set? Can you do Paramore? And we're like, well, no, we'd rather do Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, okay. But then finally we got asked enough times where I was like, okay, if we don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Right.
And we can nail it. I know we can. Like, I know that we can do this. It'll be a vocal challenge for me, but I'm always up for that. So, and they are some of my favorite songs of all time, so we just did it and did it well enough that people asked us to keep coming back and doing it for different things.
So when I listen to you, I honestly don't think you like, you're not trying. You guys have your own sound.
Your own sound. I agree.
I've listened to your songs a lot. I mean, I enjoy them. I'm that guy. You can see my shirt. I wore this shirt for you today.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Right? It's funny. Somebody we were joking the other day. There's this band here called Sober Cafe. A bunch of kids, and they do cover rock. They do cover bands. And the kid says to us, "Hey," and he's 19 years old. And he says, "Hey, come on and watch our show." He's like, I'm like, "Oh, what do you play?" He goes, "Dad rock." And I said, "Dad rock? What's dad rock to you guys?" And he's like, Creed, Nickelback. I wanted to choke the kid. I mean, that shit's in my car every single day. So when I'm listening to you guys, I don't feel like you're a Paramore cover band. I mean, I don't feel like you have a great voice, right? But it's your own. It's not like, oh, that influence is just Paramore. I honestly don't even know that I see the correlation, except the fact that you are a woman. I mean,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it.
When we started, I did have red hair, and I had red hair for many years before that, and it just, colored hair or red hair, just, the comparisons were there.
Yeah.
I've gotten them a lot less since dyeing my hair blonde.
Yeah.
Ironically. So, but the reason why we do the social media And some people actually get mad. They're like, you don't sound like Paramore at all. Why are you saying that? I'm literally just trying to reach anybody who would know who Paramore is way more likely to be like, oh, wait, I know I like Paramore. They're not just connecting that they just maybe like female rock vocalists in general.
Right.
But it's like Avril Lavigne, almost every person in the English speaking world knows who Avril Lavigne is. And some subset of those people know who Paramore is. And we're trying to attract fans of those artists.
Sure.
And if they're the biggest common denominator. It's the same reason why every band who compares themselves to like Blink 182 and you're like, this isn't Blink 182 at all. We've done the Blink comparison. We love Blink 182.
Right.
We clearly don't sound anything like them.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we cover them.
Right.
And it's just trying to get people to stop and be like, wait, this band is influenced by Blink 182. And then either they're like, well, this sounds like crap, so like, or it doesn't sound anything like it. It's not mad and I'm gonna engage. Or they're just like, okay, cool, I don't necessarily hear that, but I like what I'm hearing. We're just trying to get people to stop scrolling and listen, and hopefully within those 2 seconds they like it enough to keep listening, and the algorithm rewards us.
Yeah, you do.
We're still trying to figure that part out ourselves.
Yeah, right.
The algorithm part.
Yeah.
And no offense to like, hopefully that's not offensive if like Hayley Williams or Paramore or Avril Lavigne is scrolling and is like, who is this person using my name for their own?
It's gold steps, man.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just trying to play the game. Don't hate the players, hate the game. Hate the algorithm.
Right. And
do what you got to do.
I'm sure, and again, this day and age, they would be flattered, right? I mean, come on. And why would you be angry, right? You're not saying you are Paramore. You're not saying, hey, here's Avril Lavigne. It's just, they, if anything, they'd be flattered by it. It's funny because I do, when we do our show, there are times like I'll bring up the Joe Rogan and then I'll tag Joe Rogan in it, right? And all of a sudden those views get a lot. They get a lot more hits, right? So all of a sudden then I'll get those people that'll say, well, you got to use Joe Rogan. Yeah. Duh. I mean, yeah. Why?
He's our friend.
Right.
I mean, his name, it's like same. It's also more publicity for them. If you see the name and then you're like, oh, well, gee, let me go listen to Paramore. This band sucks, I guess. I'll go listen to Paramore instead now out of spite. Go for it. Like, not hurting anybody. It is a flattering comparison. Like, anytime somebody tells us that we like last night, we did a Paramore set, and anytime somebody's like, that's the best cover I've ever heard of it, like, that makes me really happy. We worked really hard on that. Like, no, we didn't write those songs, but I take a lot of pride in performing it, and we're doing it justice. We're not doing it to be derogatory towards Paramore. We love Paramore.
Right. So when you say you do a Paramore set, is the whole, like, are you doing an hour of Paramore songs, or are you I'm assuming you throw in a couple of your own, right? Because you have big songs.
Yeah, last night. So what we've been trying to do, especially for places that are asking us like, hey, we love the Paramore thing. Can you bring that here? Very often we're like, we'll do it if we can play some of our own songs.
Right.
And last night, for example, they wanted 2 hours of music and we're like, oh, easy peasy. We have this hour tribute set ready to go. And then we have an hour of our own music that we can do. Like, this was the first year we started playing a lot more cover sets because the money is really good.
Yeah.
But also to get ourselves in front of a bigger audience. And then in between, we do sprinkle our own songs. And if it flows well and people are like, wait, hold on, who plays this song? Oh, this is your song? Oh, it fit right in. It sounds just like the stuff I grew up listening to. Like, that's a win. That's going to show people like, hey, all that music you grew up with in high school and middle school, there are still bands out there making great original music. Yeah. So also give them some time of day.
Right. And then, because I see, like, you have 1 point, the last time I looked, it was 1 point, according to on your guys' website, which which I fully believe. You have 1.7 million streams on Spotify and 2 million downloads of your music.
Yeah, I just actually recalculated that because we're going to be updating our EPK at the end of the year, and I was like, ooh, we're like only like a few thousand listens away from like 1.9 million.
That's fantastic.
I don't think we're gonna get to 2 million before the end of the year, unless people really stream us for the next 2 months.
Wait till they see this show,
right? And we're gonna hopefully help out with that. Where in Milwaukee are you guys playing mostly?
So we frequent a venue called X-Ray Arcade. So it's technically in Cudahy, named I believe after. Well, there's a Patrick Cudahy meat processing plant there. So every once in a while when the wind is just right, the whole town smells like bacon. which is really cool.
I've got to go.
Yeah,
I gotta do
It's-
this.
She'd want to be there.
It's really like difficult. We'll walk out after show and be like, "Oh, we need bacon right now," but it's like midnight. That's not happening.
That is too funny.
So that's a big spot of ours in Milwaukee. We play there a lot. And then there's another venue called Cactus Club, which famously has hosted bands like the White Stripes have come through. And Jack White actually came through last summer and played like a random pop-up show out of nowhere.
Wow.
Because he has a really soft spot. And he actually donated a bunch of money to help them finish their ADA accessible ramp. They had to redo the entire like front of their building to be able to put in a wheelchair ramp. And he donated a bunch of money to help them reach that goal, which I thought was really cool for somebody who, other than that, he's played there before. I'm not really sure if he has like another personal connection, but it was really cool to see like, wow, the Jack White was like, hey, you guys need this money more than I do, and it'll help more people get to shows for local bands. Like,
it's
here
great.
you go.
Yeah, of course. You know that, and again, isn't that
sure.
what it should be? How far do you guys travel? Like, so what is the furthest state you will go to? I understand you'll go anywhere at the time of right now as you're developing your craft in terms of the 2019 band. How far are you guys? Do you travel? And do you do little tours starting from like, let's say Milwaukee down to Florida and New York and Chicago down to LA?
So we've, as a band, since the inception, since 2016, we've done 2 full US tours. One of them was in 2022, supporting Johnny Gilbert, who's like a TikTok influencer / emo acoustic artist kind of thing. And then a band called Say We Can Fly, which is actually a solo project that he was just like an acoustic emo artist. So we opened for that US tour in October of 2022. And unfortunately, it was not a great move financially for us. We ended up having to hire a fill-in drummer because our drummer at the time couldn't commit to it with his job. So we were given a $100 guarantee for each show we played, not each day we were out. Wow. So each show we played, which ended up only being 16 dates over like 30 days.
Yeah.
And $75 of that $100 went to that fill-in drummer, which is still even like a discounted price, honestly.
Sure.
But when we're driving, a diesel shuttle bus, we had purchased a bus, we fitted it with bunks. But yeah, we did a full US tour in that. And I want to say that as of like the whole, like what we ended up being out of pocket, we lost like $8,000.
Wow. Yeah. That's artist life, right?
Yeah.
Honestly,
we
baby,
that's
that's
a bunch of merch, and the shows didn't do as well. I mean, it was kind of a disaster, and I don't think the 2 bands the label we were on bought onto the tour. They'd been pushing us to do tours. We kept getting passed over for smaller ones that we really wanted, and this one came up, and the label kind of like pushed us into it. I want to say, like, they kind of were like, okay guys, like, we signed you so you can go do this stuff. You've been turning everything down. We really think you should do this. Like, you should do this tour. Right. And they spent our entire tour advance on it, $5,000.
Wow.
Which went to the artist and their management, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you think about that, in that sense, it would have been smarter for the label just to give us $5,000 so we could do it. But they bought us onto this tour, and then we spent everything else out of pocket. So like that $5,000 did not get us gas money. It went straight to the artists that we were opening for.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's, that's one thing, again, knowing that world a little bit, there are a lot of shows that, that people have to, the opening acts have to pay to get on, and I'm sure you're aware of that, So it's like it's tough in the beginning for the openers and such like that, and that's why it's almost an unfortunate symptom of the game, right? You have to you never want to go in that big a debt, right? Because all of a sudden you get frustrated and all that stuff. But it's terrible. Some of these labels are just brutal. I mean, are you folks with a label now? Do you have a label now?
We are not. We're independent. So the label we were with ended up dissolving at the beginning of last year. They're still like present on social media because the owner of the label like still owns all of our back catalog and a bunch of other bands' back catalog. So they're still like, every once in a while, like there's like a social media intern or something who somebody keeps like, we'll randomly post clips, we'll randomly get like tagged in a clip, and we'll be like, oh, there's that clip again from however many years ago, and it's just they're still circulating out there because obviously they're still trying to like sell off the merch that they purchased for to promote us. Like we just kind of joined the label, I think, at like a time when the disillusionment of like social media being your like main platform and the main way to reach people and having to completely like redo how you operate as a band. Like when we started in 2016, even Instagram wasn't like as crazy as it is now. Like you would put your Facebook event on a page, you had a local community that just like went to shows. Now it's like we have our local base here, but in order to reach new people, the easiest and fastest way to do that is social media. And we were really bad at social media for a long time. And I still don't think we're great at it. We post a lot, but we're just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall. Like I post a lot of performance videos because I'm like, this is the best way for you to like fall in love with us, because the best, like our songs are good. We never put out anything that we don't think is like amazing or good.
Right.
But the best way I think for people to like, for us to win somebody over, it's to have them come see us live.
Right.
Which is why finally next year, after saving our money for 3 years and trying to get back out of that debt, now we're finally going back out on the road next year.
Oh, nice. So do you have a tour already planned?
We're going to be doing the weekend warrior style that a lot of small bands are very familiar with, because we all have full-time jobs and mortgages and bills to pay, and other people that depend on us, and dogs and pets. So we are doing the weekend warrior thing. So we'll do like a Thursday to Sunday every month or every other month. And then we're doing one bigger tour in September. We're planning on going to Texas, returning not to the scene of the crime. I don't think we'll be hitting Austin on this one, but Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Odessa, Midland, El Paso, so we're going to try and get a bunch of dates down in Texas, because you want to only travel like a max of like 4 to 6 hours a day.
Right. And that makes sense. I mean, depending on, but on that show, which is exciting news, I want to step into that for a second, or segue right into that. Great job, Betty. You're going to be playing with the Used. That's a huge band.
Yeah, that's actually really funny, because the first time I saw the Used was at the Rave in 2005 for a little tour called Taste of Chaos. That tour only ran for a couple of years, but for those of you old pop punk heads, you remember it. It was like supposed to be the Winter Warped Tour.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing, that was the first time I saw My Chemical Romance too. And I remember seeing them and being like, this band is going to be freaking huge. But I was there to see Senses Fail and the Used.
Okay.
So that was a good time. And then, a few weeks ago, we randomly got an email. I had actually was having a really rough day. I was like, man, I don't know what we're doing. This band is we're struggling right now. I just feel like we're missing a sense of direction. And it always seems like that. It's the moments where you're like, man, I don't know if we know what we're doing anymore.
Of course.
Then you get these random bombshells dropped on you. And I opened my email. I saw it come through and I was like, there's no way this is real. And then I dropped my phone because I realized it was real, because we'd been in contact with the Rave's talent buyer before. We just kind of threw our EPK at him a couple months ago to be like, hey, Hot Milk's coming through the Rave. We would love to open for them if there's any opportunity for local openers. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll let you know. And nothing came of it. And then all of a sudden he sends this email hey, the Used would like you to open on November 7th.
That's fantastic.
Here's the details. Do you guys want to do it? And we were like, I think within 2 minutes I was like, yes, we are in. We're down.
Yeah. You didn't even ask anybody else. You were just like, yes, we're doing it. Right.
I actually did. I was like, I don't even care, but I'm calendar's clear, so y'all better not have anything. We're going. We're doing this.
And that's that's a cohesive band. I mean, that's a band that is together for one purpose, right? I mean, is I'm assuming the band's main goal is to be touring and writing records, right? Or is everybody on board for that goal, or is everybody just happy with the gigs on the weekend and such like that?
We are trying to walk that fine line between having a sense of grounded normalcy, because we all really like our jobs and we're really good at them. And we have I love my coworkers. I love where I work. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't see us ever reaching like major label status. I just don't, at our age and, you know, knowing how fickle the industry is. And in fact, the industry itself is so fractured right now that there's a lot of conversations. Like, I really love pop music. And so I'm in a lot of spaces online where we talk about like what's going on with the industry and like, why is it that a rock band hasn't hit a #1 in, you know, however many years it's been? And why are there no new pop stars who seem to be able to break through that mold? I mean, out of the last couple of years, the only person that I can really think of that really has risen to that top is Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo. And they both come from having tween fan bases.
Younger
They
audience.
came up on Disney.
Yeah.
So they had a built-in audience. There's no more like somebody coming out of the blue and really just working their way up to the top because first of all, labels don't make the same money as they used to. The whole industry as a whole is just kind of, I mean, it's kind of like the state of the world in general. There are a few people at the top who take a lot of it and it doesn't trickle down to these other avenues. So like when it comes to like A&R and development deals, a lot of labels just don't have the capital to put into a band and sink tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to develop a band into being that rock star thing. They want to find people who kind of already have that it factor and they can just kind of like plug and play.
Right.
I don't think we necessarily have that, and that's okay because I think I would rather keep our sense of down to earthness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
I hate ego. Ego drives me insane. I cannot stand people who are really up their own ass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if I hear that kind of talk, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna exit this conversation. I just think there's no room for that. And the other side of it is
See ya.
I really truly feel like you know, a rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yeah.
So if small bands work together to create a community and a space where people want to be, then they don't need to know, oh yeah, I saw this band on TikTok. They can just trust the community that like, hey, this artist is coming through. We're all going, okay? Like we're going to go support these people because they're good people and they play good music. Like that's kind of where I see, I mean, of course I want to tour and open for big artists that I've like loved forever.
Sure.
But I also like coming home to my bed at night and I like my dog near me. And I mean, we're never going to be Taylor Swift level where, oh, she's done with her tour for the night, so let me hop a private jet so I can go sleep in my own bed.
You don't know that though, Betty. You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I'm okay. I've reached a point of peace in my life where as long as I'm performing and writing music that I'm proud of and I get to do it with these 3 other guys next to me, that makes me happy. I have reached a point that so many other people might never get to and that they've only dreamed about.
100%. You know that's very profound. I respect and admire that. You know. Let's get into the music for a quick second now. Yeah. So the Used is a tour. Is an opening. Is it one show you're doing with them, or are you doing a couple of them? And can you give us those dates, please?
Yeah, so we're just opening on November 7th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Rave. They are playing their album In Love and Death in full. So it's a 3-day thing. It's their 25th anniversary tour. So 25th anniversary as a band. This is actually the second leg of the tour, but each weekend they're playing 3 different albums. So there's the album that we're playing came out in, I want to say 2004 because it was the first album that I heard by them. So I'm really excited we're opening that night, and it's other than us on November 5th, there's a different band opening called Archers, and then on November 8th, also at the Rave, there's a band from Chicago called Rematch opening. But we're just doing the one date, and I think what's really cool about this tour is that the Used, from what I understand, purposefully went out looking for smaller bands to support and give them that platform, which I love that because most big bands, especially like you're talking about legacy bands where, you know, they are still putting out new music, but they might be, you know, more known for their older material, especially a lot of these old pop punk emo scene bands. So they're choosing to give that platform instead of to another legacy band where they might be more likely to sell out. They are instead giving this platform to younger bands, younger talent. And I don't know, it's so random, but it's very, very cool of them. and I hope we get the chance to meet them and say thank you. But I'm just incredibly grateful that we were chosen out of how many talented bands around here. And we're the only hometown band.
Oh, nice, nice. So back to the U's on one more time. November, what day was that?
November 7th,
November
next Friday.
Next Friday. And what time does the show start?
We are on at 8 p.m. Doors are at 7.
Doors are at 7, and the venue again.
The Rave, Milwaukee. So it's called the Rave Eagles Club. The Rave Eagles Club, sometimes known as the Eagles Ballroom. It's kind of it's a crazy historic building, and there's like 5 different venues within it.
Okay, so can they buy tickets previous?
Oh, yes. Yep. Actually, right now they're doing a buy one, get one free sale on all general admission tickets for those 3 shows.
Oh, that's nice.
So
and that's
that
Friday.
would be the way to do it.
Yeah, Friday night, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, the Rave, and you're going to see Gold Steps, right? Performing.
Gold
Now, will you be
Steps.
performing some covers or all originals?
All originals except for one cover that we brought back from the dead. We actually released it as part of a compilation, a tribute to Senses Fail.
Oh,
And
wow.
there's a deep cut from that album, the album Let It Enfold You, and it's called Rum is for Drinking, Not for Burning.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like it
it's one of
already.
those songs where, like, if you were in the scene during that time, like, you knew that song. It's basically like, it's like a pirate rock song,
Oh, I
if
love
that
that.
makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I love
about being pirates. It's kind of, I don't know. It sounds way heavier than like I'm selling it right now. Like it's actually like a really, really cool song. And we added a breakdown because we thought the song deserved a breakdown, and we're not sure why there wasn't one originally, but we're doing that one because fans have been asking us to play that live for years.
Wow.
And we just brought it back over the summer for a one-off show. So now we're bringing it back just for this one.
Nice. And how many? I want to say the newest single, and correct me if I'm wrong. Is it "Beautiful Mess" or "Narcissist"?
Yeah.
It is "Beautiful,
Beautiful
Mess." Right?
Mess.
Okay.
Narcissist came out in April of 2024.
Okay.
We push all of our old catalog because you never know what people are gonna like connect with.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the beautiful. So I was right because I had it on my list. Right. I had it as "Beautiful Mess," "Rent Free," and "Narcissist." Those were the 3 that I had seen, like going into the most recent, I should say.
Yep,
And-
those are our 3 most recent singles.
And if you
I've
don't
had a
mind,
couple features come out too.
yeah, and if you don't mind, we're gonna play a little bit of that song. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Nice. That is
Fantastic.
It's just it's got such a catchy beat.
it does.
Like, you know,
The video's cool too. It's got like
Yeah.
a '70s like vibe. To me, it does. It has like all the bleeding in, the cameras in the back and
Yeah.
flashing through like the. That's
There
crazy.
was what song and correct me if I'm wrong again, was the one you were on the boat? Was that also this song?
So we filmed a few different things on the boat, but the one that blew up was actually a song we released back in 2019 called Under Attack.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Then because I watched that, I gotta tell you, I watched it 20 times. So, and I don't.
There was another one for Stay the Same too.
Okay, because there was
All you ever do is talk change, but stay the same. Is that the one?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
then you said that they took the boat away.
Yes.
Dude, this is like my music, dude.
Yeah. This
It's
is 100
definitely my music.
ours.
Yeah,
this
man.
is, ours. And the little bitch can't call this dad rock.
Yeah,
Because it's
at
brand
all,
new.
At all. And she definitely has her own sound.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
So I say it's a hard comparison
Yeah,
to say
dude.
it's Paramore
You're definitely a contender. I don't know why you keep saying you're not. You definitely are a contender.
Oh, she knows she's being humble.
Yeah,
She's being humble.
yeah.
She's eating humble pie right now.
We've been rejected enough times that I always go into conversations now being like, I'm glad we're talking to these people. It'll be an interesting conversation, but I have no expectations because this is going to sound really pessimistic, but I used to get my hopes up and it would be really heartbreaking when stuff wouldn't happen and I would feel like a failure. Yeah. So now instead I walk in thinking like, I know where I'm at. I know that I'm happy where I'm at. Sure. Of course, I always want to shoot for higher goals because I'm the kind of person who never stops, but I will no longer feel personally attacked or victimized or like I'm the reason they passed on us because that actually happened and I almost gave it up because of that. I was so heartbroken that we got passed over by Hopeless Records like a number of years ago. Yeah. And I blamed myself. I was like, we showcased. I wasn't a strong enough performer. I didn't hit the notes like I should have. I wasn't pretty or cute enough. Like my outfit was bad. Like I put all this weight on myself and none of that is true. Right. None of it. But it took a lot of reflection and work on myself to figure that out. Like Beautiful Mess is all about embracing the fact that I'm just kind of a mess sometimes.
We all are, though.
Yeah, we all are.
Nobody has it all together. If they do, they just have a really good PR team.
Right.
I'm all about embracing the fact that I am not a perfect person. Right. I make mistakes. I lose stuff all the time. I literally can't remember people's names. Right. I am like, I will remember who they are. Or worse than that, I think I know them and I go up and talk to them. And then I'm the crazy person. And like, I guess I have so much going on and my brain is like a little like chaos factory. Sure. That I just gotten to the point where it's like,
fuck it.
I'm clearly in a point in my life right now where this is very much who I am. And if I don't embrace it, I'm going to drive myself crazy. Of course. So I just learned to accept those parts of myself and write a song about it.
Right. You can't make apologies. No. You know, you can't, you're never going to please everybody. Yeah. I mean, you know, you should step into my head for a day, right? There's complete chaos going on there all day. And I don't even fucking write songs, right, Betty? Yeah. But you can't make any apologies, and you do what you do.
We do the same thing on this show. We talk about it all the time. You know, we're just going to keep posting it and keep posting it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what we're gonna do.
You love us or you hate us, but we love doing it. Right. So it is what it is, man.
And whatever's gonna come out of it, you know, you can't control it, right? Yeah. The only thing you can control is what you put out and what you're doing yourself, right?
And what you're putting out is excellent.
Yeah,
excellent,
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's a great outlook to have. And then after the used, right? What is your next upcoming things, or you don't have anything planned? Yeah, I know you said you're thinking about doing another tour. When is that in works yet, or
Daytona?
Do you have? Yeah, we was gonna say, when do you come to Florida?
Daytona.
So we actually have. I'm thinking right now. So last night was the first of 9 shows we have left for the rest of the year. We're busy. Yeah. So after we play with the used, we've got a secret show that won't be announced until Monday the 8th. Okay. We're excited about that one. And then we're doing an acoustic show on November 26th in Waukesha at a brewery for Drinksgiving, I guess is what they call it. Nice. I always called it Blackout Wednesday. But, you know, because everybody's back in town for Thanksgiving. So you just go out and then like, because you're back home with all your friends. I don't go back to my actual hometown for that. I hang out in Milwaukee because that's my adopted hometown, personally.
What is your home? May I ask, what is your hometown?
It's just a suburb of Milwaukee called Muskego.
I know it very well. I did 27 years in Chicago. I'm originally from New York, so our stomping grounds were between downtown Chicago and all that, and all of it, Milwaukee. We'd go to Grand Geneva, everywhere. Appleton. I was everywhere, and I love Milwaukee. So I'm assuming you're a Packers fan, may I ask?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And my Texan husband is also a Packers fan.
Oh, is he?
When we met, he did not watch football really. His dad, of course, was a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Of course.
But after we got Micah Parsons this year, his dad sent Zach a Micah Parsons jersey, and he was maybe just joking after a really bad game, but he was like, "All right, I'm Packers all the way now."
Nice. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your dates. So then you said you have a couple more shows at the end of the year, and please plug those.
Oh yeah. So we are doing a little run with a band called Hit the Lights. So you played Stay the Same earlier. Nick Thompson, the vocalist for Hit the Lights, is the male vocalist on that song. That was a song we wrote together. Super proud of it. He is a big influence of mine. So imagine, little me on the way to college listening to his music and like loving it, and then a few years later getting to work with him, and he's now one of our really good friends. So we're doing a few dates with them, which is a dream come true for like teenage me. That'll be December 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And what I would love for you to do, Betty, if you don't mind, I will drop you another email. And then if you would give us all those, we will put them on all of our socials for you because we want everybody to come watch you,
Absolutely.
we want to say thank you to Betty, right? I mean, she's got a busy day. I told her we were going to give her about an hour. I mean, Betty was tough to, we were working on Betty. Yeah. Betty's a busy girl.
Next time, maybe she'll go kart and we'll come, but just in between. We'll get it.
Yeah. Next time, can you just walk?
Just walk.
When your husband.
I need someone to push me in a cart.
That's even better. Or get one of those red wagons. You grew up in Milwaukee or Wisconsin. I'm sure the red wagons were abundant up there, for all the kids pulling pumpkins around.
Would you believe that I've dumped a little red wagon?
100% we believe that.
But the person who suffered was actually my baby sister. She hit her head on a rusty tailpipe. It was 4th of July. I was rocking the wagon because I'm a little brat.
That's adorable. Does she still talk? Does she still talk to you, or she's still holding that?
She did move out of state, but we are still we still hang out. We're both big Motion City soundtrack fans, so we've seen them together a million times over the years. So.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. It's always good to be, your siblings, to be close with them, right? Especially as we get older. I mean, you look very young, but as you get older, it's very important. You start to appreciate, as you were saying, who you are and what you've become. You definitely appreciate as you get into the later years. Appreciate having your parents around. Appreciate you're watching your kids grow. Do you have any children, may I ask?
No, just a very spoiled dog.
That's your child, right? Yeah. So you starting seeing everything grow around you. It really is. It's a beautiful mess, if you don't mind me using those words, right? So we thank you. We thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else you would like us to know, or anything else you would like to throw out there for yourself and your band?
Absolutely. Y'all can check us out online at Gold Steps Music on TikTok and Instagram. And if you're still more active on Facebook, we're at Gold Steps MKE.
Okay, I'm going to put those all in our descriptions, just so you know. And we're going to put that into our show titles, the whole 9 yards. So there'll be a lot. We've been blessed. We've had about 200,000 people to 300,000 listen to us at this point. We started our video later in this game, so we're only about 20, almost 3,000 views on, plays on YouTube. But that's starting to build for us. So, and we hope to see you at the top, because we'll once we get there, we'll bring them down here, Florida, do our show.
They got to come down to Florida.
Yeah, we got to get them down to Florida. If you, I already have the places that I know that you can play in Florida. So if you ever want to talk about that, I know 3 bars right now today that would take you on in a heartbeat. Just so you know. Right?
All right.
Yeah, for sure. And that is not just some bullshit. That is reality. But again, we want to thank you, Betty, for coming in. Do you want to play us out on some songs then? And Betty, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Betty.
And,
Gold steps.
Yes. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Sherpa, you got anything to say, buddy?
No, I got none.
He's got nothing. He never has anything. You have anything, my friend?
Yeah, thank you, Gold Steps, for being a guest. Leave a review, grab a brew, hit that subscribe button, baby. Cheers.
Appreciate it. And yep, I agree with the big guy here. Thank you very much to Betty, her time, her energy. Check them out on Instagram, Gold Steps, Facebook, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. Go check out Beautiful Mess. I like Rent Free. And I am a big fan of Narcissist, because I am kind of a narcissist. And at the end of the day, we appreciate it. And I say AC out.
Devils, I repeat you true. Question